Hello. So I was recently at the Zero Roadshow in Belfast, and I must say I was very impressed with all of the reporting that Zero has on offer. Even though we use Zero ourselves, I have a connection set up where we bring that data into Power BI because I obviously understand the value of Power BI, and we have got a couple of other sources, which is what this video is going to cover, coming into our Power BI reports. But I said I would create a video to showcase, even though Zero have very good reports and they even have the option to create your own reports and to customize those reports, there is still some limitations that Zero just will not be able to add. And a really good one is weather. So I have a client here that I have created a Power BI report for. All of their data was stored on SharePoint. It's actually a really good case study that I'm going to go through on a separate video showcasing the before and after. So looking at all of the data stored on SharePoint and then connecting it into Power BI and seeing how easy it is to analyze that data after the fact. But that's for another video. So just to give a little bit of background here, this client has 6 different locations, and what we've done here is we've just connected to the weather data. So it's an API, a free API, online API. We put in 6 different locations for the 6 different, essentially 6 different sites, and then you can filter on that. So today, at the minute, on the Friday, the 17th of November, this is actually forecasting weather out the next 2 weeks. So if we filter for the latest date, you can see each site, the average temperature, the conditions, the max temperature and the minimum temperature. You even have a little emoji here which changes based off the conditions. It just reads these conditions. So why would you want to do this? So an example may be this client here in particular. They want to see the trends in their sales when the weather's cold, when it's warm, when it's rainy. They can use this data to then be like, okay, in the summer, if it's forecasting to give 25 degrees next week, they know they need to budget for, or they need to order more stock. What you can also do is when the data is in Power BI here, you can actually make conditions. So you can go in here and you can read whatever temperature you want, max, average, min, and you can say if that temperature hits a certain number, 25 degrees, send me an email using Power Automate, obviously, to remind me to order more stock. And you can filter on just one site if you want. So if you want to only look at site 3, this is your forecast for your next 2 weeks here. So right up until November 21st, you can see it's basically just giving rain. What's new? So that's the one report. And then if we jump over to this report here, another similar one. Again, a weather and sales report. So this one actually compares weather against the sales. And again, this is a customer that sells ice cream, so very seasonal based. So as you can see, as expected here, we have the sales in each month, and we also have the temperature. So you can see here their highest sales 118k. The average temperature was 20 degrees. When we get to October, you can see how much that sales plummets. It's only down to 50k, so half, and average temperature 15 degrees. So and you can actually drill in on the specific days as well. So you can see here that we had no sales these days. You can see on the 8th of March, the average temperature was only 2 degrees and we had 1,000 sales. You can see what percentage of your sales were occurring in which month. So again, when we look at June, which is here, we have 20% of our sales occurred in June, 16% in July, and nearly 9% in August. So just under half of our sales, and May being up the second or third highest there. So just under half of our sales are occurring in the 4 months, May to August, which is really to be expected. But again, that just gives the business owner the actual facts rather than the assumptions. It gives him the facts, and then he can use that data then again to prepare for next year. Okay, these are our busiest times of the year. These are the exact numbers. This is how much inventory I need to order. And we also have a rule set up here. So when the temperature is hitting a certain rate, we are going to order more stock. We're going to go use Power Automate Desktop to actually go in and order more stock. So there's not even going to be a requirement for the business owner to even do it. It's just a condition in Power Automate Desktop. if the weather hits a certain number, Power Automate Desktop is going to go in and order more of whatever stock that we've set up in the flow. So that's only one example. What are other examples of why you may want to connect your Xero data or any accounting platform data into Power BI when they already offer dashboards? And it's not just accounting platforms. You have ERP systems that also offer dashboards. So why would you want to connect the data when you already have those dashboards? Well, the first thing is it's all centralized in Power BI. So if you have data from Salesforce, if you have data from your CRM system, if you have Google Analytics, if you have Facebook ads, if you have surveys on Microsoft Forms, I've created a separate video on how to connect that data to Power BI. If you've got inventory management data, manufacturing data, if you have a POS system such as Lightspeed, a HR system, all of that data is essentially in separate places. It's all on those softwares where you probably would have 10 different dashboards on 10 different pages, having to log in to 10 different software tools, whereas you can centralize all of that and use them in one Power BI report if you wanted, or you could have separate Power BI reports. The second thing is, which I always harp on about, is the ability then to just simply export these into PowerPoint. So again, within Xero, there isn't really that nice feature of being able to present a financial report. But in Power BI, you have that option to export it into PowerPoint. So if I just export this, I might have to log in on PowerPoint. And it just keeps that interaction. So if someone has a question, whether it be an investor, whether it be a business leader in the business, on some kind of metric that's on that report, and you can't drill in and see what that data is if it's a static PDF, that's where this kind of Power BI report is extremely advantageous, because as you can see here, if I just take the filters away, let's say we want to drill in on a specific month. And let's say we want to look, if you look at the average temperature in the sales, let's say we look at June, you can see here straight away. So if that question was asked in the meeting, it allows the presenter to actually answer those questions on the spot. So in my opinion, those two reasons alone are more than enough to want to connect all of your business's data into one centralized location. And that is what Power BI was built for.